Welcome back to Chessformer, the game where chess pieces have gravity. It's a lot of fun, fantastic puzzles, and the goal is to capture the red king. Now, my first thought is I need to get one of these pieces above this line just to get over there, but none of the pieces down below actually do that. The pawn can't ascend, the bishop could only come up through here, but how is it getting here? And the rook is the most hopeless of them all. So what I imagine I need to do is to get a piece stuck right below the line so the king can walk over them into the win. For example, if I move the bishop down, I can move the rook down, and then on the bishop's head, and then move over up through the trapdoor and over here, so the king could come over that far. Then the pawn could advance to about here, and then I think the bishop can take care of himself. How is the bishop getting in here? I think he has to be on a rook, which is here. So there's more to this than I thought. The puzzles are never that easy. So I'll try moving the rook over here, and then slowly getting the bishop to be on top of the rook, and then here. There we go. Puzzle solved. I got a new one with a rook and a queen. This seems like a similar idea, except I imagine I actively have to take the pieces out. For example, how's the queen getting in here at all? Well, if I do something like that, I can have the queen come around like this. So it's just one at a time the queen supports. Well, then I just do the same thing around the opposite side, right? Kind of like that. Yeah, just one support at a time. King's got to wait his turn. 6 knights. That is a trapped enemy king. However, to get anywhere, the knights are going to have to use each other's heads to get this far. Like, I imagine I'm probably going to need a knight here as well. I need to get 2 knights above the line, actually. Because the only way I can win is from this square. Which is maybe not that bad. Because we can get one here, and then we'll see if 2 can work out. I think I'd actually just start here, then go bam, 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 bam. First knight. Then second knight can just follow in its footsteps. And I guess there's just enough teamwork to get it done. What piece is this? Excuse me? I have to choose which piece this is in order to win. Well, the only one that can win is a bishop, because that's got to come way down here. Bishops are overpowered in this game. They can see the whole map. 2 questionable pieces. Wait, this is awesome. I could have this be a pawn. If this is a pawn, then it can become a queen. Oh, I have to select something here. The other one, well, the only one that's different could be a knight. So, like, if I have a knight and a queen, I have all possible combinations of moves. Like, I could just try to get a knight up here. Although, instead of a knight, I'm just looking at the whole thing. I don't know how I would get a knight here. This might still work. It's not as clean as using a bishop. No, how would I get a knight through this? Well, I just need to get a knight up here. How would I get a knight up here? Yeah, I don't have the reach for that. No, I'm pretty sure the second piece has to be a bishop. In that case, I actually do see a path to victory. Like, I was just kind of scoping it out. Wait a second. I don't see a bishop path to victory either. Actually, I think I was right the first time. The knight makes sense, because actually I do see a way for a knight to get past this. What I need is for the queen to be here, and the knight can go on top of the queen, allowing it to go here. And actually, that spot isn't even necessary. I can put the queen here and the knight on top, so the knight can go here, and that works just as well. There we go. So now that can come in, bringing the knight over, and then the queen on top. Okay, initial instincts were right. Just missed that one tunnel. 3 question pieces. Well, this one has to be either a bishop or a queen. So we'll go with bishops because they're overpowered. And okay, just looking at it further, it looks like I need 2 bishops in the rook. Reason being, if I have a rook right here, he can snipe the king. So what better way to set that up than with 2 bishops? Because I imagine if I just get the rook out of the way, the bishops can come by and off the edge. Same with this bishop. And then the rook can easily just come up and over and around to the king. Cool. The pressure plates are back. If this button's held down, these blocks don't exist as barriers. I would imagine it means one of the pieces is a knight, because this is a knight moves away from the king. And then surely the other piece has to be a bishop, right? Because again, it's the most overpowered piece. If you put a knight here, then what you can do is slowly have the bishop come across. Yes, leading the knight to victory, as a good bishop does. And I could just hang out on the button, but I'm pretty sure it's got to be the bishop on the button. Yeah, there's no way that bishop gets to the king. Now, I guess if I want, I can have the knight hang out here. What's up with this top section? Wait a second. This top left is all of a sudden telling me I need a rook because a trapdoor is really best used by a rook. And if this is a rook, I think I can actually more easily support the knight. In fact, this map is made for that pretty much. Because I didn't actually expect the knight to be able to hit the button on its own. The rook can come through, the knight can come up, and the rook can come down and over on the button. Ah, useful rook. Very clever. Got one of every piece. Okay, so it looks like to me I would need a tower that's 5 high over here. And then the queen comes up diagonally and then over. Now, first thought is actually getting the king on top of here, because the rook actually has a trapdoor and does not need to be at the base of the tower, even though it was the previous time we had a multi-piece tower. Because here, at least the bishop can on top, the queen can on top, and they all work together like that. 6 question mark pieces. So I imagine that one of them's got to be a rook. Actually, can all of them be a rook? Rook? I mean, here's my initial thought, right? This is a rook. I can't move it until the others are selected. If I have a tower that's 5 high, how would I go about that? 2 pieces would have to come from the top. So actually, I think the edge piece needs to be a bishop. This needs to be a rook. And then this piece can be whatever. I'm going to go with pawn. But then we have bishop, bishop, bishop on the end. So here's my thought. Okay, we have a 4 high tower of bishops. And then the other 2 pieces would enter from the top. Now the bishop gonna have the hardest time with this, and actually from here it's easiest because the bishop can go like this, but it can't go any further. Hold up though, if it hangs out here I think that's good enough, because the rook, this is the foreseen journey with the rook hitting the key. If it stands here, it can actually support the bishop just fine, and the bishop could come here, and I just need 1 rook to be on top. There we go. I was seeing like the rook's path was obvious, but the bishop's less so. To get in here, I do need a bishop's move, but then a rook's move, so I need a queen. So if this is a pawn, can it promote? I hope so. I hope its first move can go over a piece. Otherwise, I've got nothing. So let me just check this. Can this become a queen? No, he's stuck. So the only thing this can become is a knight. A knight is the only thing that can get out. But the only thing that can get into this is a bishop, right? A king. A king can get in. Ah. Well, in that case, I could have this be a rook and this be a bishop, because those most easily escape their prisons, and this could be a king. Because, like, all I need is a rook down here, and then a knight down here, and then a bishop over here, and the king could march in. Yeah, the king. Don't forget about the king, the most slow of pieces, but he gets the job done. That's a lot of boundaries. So I guess the goal of the puzzle is to get the knight to evolve, but the bishops needs to get out of the way first, so I need to get to the key. Well, let's see, the king can go this far. I guess one thing I can do is advance this pawn now, have the king go up, but not really. Yeah, hold up now. The king's not doing much. This knight also can't do much either. Like, all it can do is go on top of the king and then here and here, which I guess actually can bring it over this far. So you know what? That does count for something. It does just free up a whole bishop. And actually, that bishop will get the key, getting the other bishops. Now I can have a queen. And I imagine the queen's got to win the puzzle. Probably in conjunction with the knight, because that's the most useful other piece for navigating these halls. But I'm going to, like, first create a bit of a hold here for the knight. Get these guys out of the way, let the queen do her job. It's a little awkward down here. Although it's not that bad, because if I just move the knight to the corner like this, the queen can come on top, and then the knight can go here, and the queen can advance and win. Ah, that's a lot of pawn advancement. So right away I see this purple pressure plate can only be held down by a knight. But the entry point of the knight through here is like only accessible from the middle section, which is absurd. So I should think about these pawns more about accessing the key. I would have to actually imagine both could be knights, just so both can be used in the long run. Because at least this way, like when I have got them to get the key, they're not worthless anymore. Same with this guy. I think he's got to be a knight, otherwise he's just kind of stuck there. However, this guy's a little different. Because he's actually in the relevant section, it's got to be a queen, and mostly actually because a knight cannot escape here. I'm thinking about this, all right? If I get the queen down, she can serve as a stepping stool. This knight can come down. This knight can come escape. Can this knight escape? It looks like no. So that knight, I guess, is trapped, which is maybe not a big deal, because I just need enough knights to get one in here. Well, so now this also has to become a queen, I think, in order to win. Knight's moves don't get me there. Now, I imagine I would need a second knight in the vicinity just to plug the bottom hole. Like that. And I think that's enough. Woof! Tough one. That is so many pieces. So I had to get a knight like way up here. It's just free the knight from the horrors of the castle. Actually, let me move this up. It seems weird, but then I can at least shift these over and then move this up, which doesn't actually help me escape yet. I could do something kind of interesting here though, where what I do is bring this piece down and then over, so it's actually still up kind of high. And then I can bring this piece up and out, so at least the knight escapes. That's gotta count for something. Now, I've just gotta figure out how to get the knight up high. But as you can see, it seems to be a puzzle about figuring out how to stack rooks. And I think that is quite an interesting problem. Like, I just needed to get a knight to here, actually. Which means, like, this stack high enough is already good. So then I just need to get the knight here. So a very short stack would go and win, yeah? Okay, oh, awesome. Stacking rooks. One of every piece except for a pawn. So right from the get-go, it looks like I'll probably need 2 pieces in the chamber on the right. One of them is definitely the queen. If the queen doesn't advance in here, that would be crazy. But it's like the queen has to stand on someone's head, so the queen would be here, then go up and then in. But that someone, as much as I would like it to be a bishop, this choke point prevents. And for a knight, this choke point prevents. So the other one I think has to be a king. So the question becomes, can the king escape? And I would imagine so. It's just, again, we gotta build a tower. Use those lessons we've learned. So the tower is actually quite simple. The king may leave. The queen may leave too, without the need of the tower. But then we gotta make like another tower. And actually, I think I have just enough pieces for this, because I can use the knight and the bishop as part of the tower, so the king is in. Now that the king is in, all hell breaks loose, because the queen can easily come, and so can the bishop. This is the easiest job of their lives, so at least the king is like in now, and frankly, I'll just get him in position. I don't think he's needed much more except for a step stool. How does it feel to be stepped on yourself, king? Ha ha! That's a good one. Giant queen feat. I don't know where I'm going with this. I need to create a giant tower for a king, which must cascade, I guess, and zigzag back and forth. Frankly, getting the king out just seems like a bit of a nightmare. But I guess it's actually not that bad. I mean, it's a little obnoxious, but at least the king can get this high and then get something just so the king can stand on. And the main thing is that the king just needs to keep going up. As long as our king can go up, that's all that matters. I think I have enough pieces in order to let this happen. King has got to get one higher. There we go. Actually, before I do that, let's get a bishop here, so when the king goes here, it can fall down. There we go. That wasn't bad. Holy tower. So it looks like it's going to be the queen that wins. Just got to get all these rooks out of the way. 8 rooks. So let's stockpile rooks in the upper area first, so it doesn't get all clogged up. Like, just bring them in. Because at least here, these can be stored up. And then it can be brought over somewhat, kind of. Like, I can keep stockpiling them there. Keep bringing more of these over. I really want the bishop to escape, but I don't know if that's ever happening. I don't think it matters whether that happens, because I think I have enough pieces in here already. Let me show you what I mean. Because I think if I just take this rook, bring him in, maybe put this rook here, the bishop on top. If I put this rook here, queen here, I can just go and win like that. And I don't need to bring more in. I don't know if that was maximum number of rooks I could transport, but we're back to question mark pieces. So one of them has to be a knight. 2 of them have to be knights? No, just one, because I could jump from here to the button. I guess one would have to be a rook because there's a trapdoor. And the last is probably a bishop because bishops are so good. Well, not gonna lie, the other one could be a rook if I didn't need to build a tower. I'm pretty sure rook, bishop, knight is the play. At least for the beginning, right? This is the only way I get the knight tower. Bring the rook around, grab the key. Rook's kind of stuck now. And the knight can actually help out the bishop just fine because the rook can hold down the button. That's okay. Then the rook can get off the button now that the bishop's up. And actually, I think that's the catch, right? Just getting off the button. Ooh, love that. Level 48. This one seems about a puzzle of getting to the key. Now, there's only 2 pieces realistically that could reach the key, a knight and a bishop. And the bishop would have to come from here, which would mean a 6-high tower. But I only have 6 total pieces, so they could compose of the tower, but then have no piece left over, so it's gotta be a knight. So the knight would have to come up through here, and then I would need the knight to come directly from here. So 3 pieces in this region, including a knight, which is not that bad, because I can just make a little mini tower, bring up the knights. And I mean, that's fine enough for the knights. Then I would probably just need a bishop to get up there, because that's the easiest piece to do so. And that's really easy. All I needed to do is that. So now I grab the key, and I unlock a rook. In order to get to the red king, I need a bishop move and then a rook move. So it would actually most likely be a king to win. Also, if I think a knight can get in, but that would require a 6-high tower. And I have enough pieces for it, but some of them, like this rook, are just trapped in this region forever. So that's not happening. Realistically, I gotta get the king in. Well, I was thinking about how I can make a staircase. Wouldn't I need a 1, 2, 3? But that's not true. I don't need all of that at once. I can actually do it in pieces. So here's what I'm thinking about, all right? Let's say I do like a 1, 2, 2 kind of staircase. Like this. I can get the king this far, and then this is a bishop. So we could just come out here and allow the king to continue his journey. So now I could do a 1, 2, 3 staircase, but again, realistically, I think I need at least 5 pieces. So the harder part is getting the bishops in, but I think at least one of them can come from the top. I need this angle, which is only accessible by one of the bishops, actually. Oh, well, I can have a knight help out the bishop. Yeah, hold on. The knights are very important pieces here. First, though, I do need the rook to be the foundation of it all, just getting you out of the way. The main thing is that I use the rook and knights in order to provide a stepping stool for the bishops to get up here. And what I can do is have one bishop let the other bishop in, but then we go on the other side. The second bishop has to be let in by a knight. That's the only way to do this. So now I have 2 bishops in, and now the knights can come in. And I think this is actually a case of just repeating what I just did. Create a 1, 2, 2 tower, have the king come up this far, and let the bishop do the rest. Oh, this is so clever. This puzzle was awesome. Yo, so many moving parts and interesting stuff. I'm fitting that that was the last level. What a banger to end it on. Honestly, killer chess puzzles. I had a lot of fun playing it. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it. I'll see you guys all with more videos in the future. Maybe more chess videos. So thank you all for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you in the next video. Have a wonderful day and peace. Giant queen feet.